So okay, before that, so let's do a quick recap about like what we discussed yesterday. So we discussed about Bootstrap, right? So Bootstrap, the latest version, we discussed about Bootstrap and what's the uses of Bootstrap, how we can make use of Bootstrap in our projects, and how can we reduce CSS, and so what these all things we discussed yesterday, right? So today, see in previous classes we discussed about HTML and HTML tags, CSS and the types of CSS like inline CSS, internal CSS, and external CSS, and we discussed about like Bootstrap and all things. So we are good to start our project. Okay, so we are good to start our project. So let me share my screen. So hope my screen is sharing to everyone. Can anyone please confirm my screen is sharing or not? Can anyone please confirm? Okay, okay, fine. So, okay, so guys, so this one yesterday I told you, right? So this is the one we are going to design. So let's start our design. Okay, so let's create one new project. Okay, let's create one new project. Let's create one HTML file. Let's create one CSS file. Let's add Bootstrap and all everything. Okay, let's do all these things and let's name it as a food ordering dashboard. Okay, so let's do this exactly like how it is looking. But this is how why I am picking this and I am trying to do exactly like this. So because like if you become a web designer, so you will have a UX team in a company. Like if you join in any company, you will have one UX team. So that UX team will give you designs like this. Okay, so UX team will give you designs like this. So they will design something like in Figma and all, and they'll give you designs like this, and they'll tell to do the same exactly like this. So because like initially, whenever a project is taken from any client, so initially they will ask for a prototype. Okay, so then UX designers will design one prototype and they will show it to the client, and after that they will tell some changes and all, and again UX designers will do the changes and all, and finally after like client gets satisfied, so client expects the exact output like UX. So UX designers in any company, UX designers will be there and they'll give you some mock-ups like this and they'll tell you to design this exact thing. Okay, so that's why I'm taking this one and I'm trying to build the exact one. Okay, this is what happens, like what will happen in a corporate companies. Okay, so UX designers will give you a design and you have to design that. Okay, so let's assume that you are a web developer and UX designer gave you this design for some client, and now you need to start doing this design. Okay, and I told you yesterday, right? So we are doing only static parts of this page. Okay, and remaining dynamic parts and all we will discuss in our coming workshops. Okay, so now currently let's design this static part. Okay, let's design this how it's exactly looking like. Let's design this. Okay, so let's start guys. Let me create one project. So I'm creating one folder. So I'm naming it as dashboard. Okay, so I'm opening it in VS Code. So just open it in VS Code, and now I'm creating one file called index.html. So why I named my file index.html? So in our previous sessions, so we named our file like hello world.html and we did the things right. But why we are naming index.html here? Because see we have, when we are doing a website, we have hundreds of HTML pages, right? We will have hundreds of HTML files. So how browser knows, like when you open a website, how browser knows that which file we need to load first. So how browser knows? So we have hundreds of HTML files in a website, right? How browser knows which file should load first? So we have to tell browser, right? So load this file first. So we can't tell that or we can't give any command. So we can tell by the name of the file. Okay, so if the name of the file is index actually, so if you keep a name of file as index, then browser will think that okay, this is a starting point, this is a starting point of our web page, so I have to execute from index.html. Okay, so always name your root file as index.html. Okay, don't name it as hello world or some your name.html. You can do it for other files like portfolio.html, dashboard.html. You can name for other files. Okay, but always for a root file, that means always for a main file, just name it as index.html only, because browser should know which file should load first, right? So browser should know, because there will be hundreds of html files and browser don't know which one to load. So browser should know which one to load. Okay. And how it determines the file, like file based on the name. Okay, so index is the name of the file. If you keep index.html, then that browser consider it as a main file and the execution starts from there. Okay. So now let's start our html, writing html code. So how we can put basic structure in our HTML file, you can just, I told you, right, HTML colon 5, then if you click on enter, then the basic HTML code came. So let's start, let's run this page. So let's run this page. So this is how our page looks like. So let's come from the top. We'll change this. So this one is like, let's consider this as a deliverer food, right? So let's consider this website name as deliverer food. So let's do the change. So here let's come from the top. It's a title is there, right? So let's change this. Let me close this. So let's change this title to deliverer food, or else we can change to Simuleduco Foods. Okay, or you can put your own name also. So I am changing it to Simuleduco Foods. So you can see that Simuleduco Foods is here. Okay, and now let's start designing this. So from where we'll start from here. Okay, we'll start from here. Okay, so you can see this page is divided into one, two, three parts, right? So if you see here, major part, like if you see here major part, so one part is design like divided here, and one part is divided here, and one part is divided here, right? So this let's draw this layout first, how this layout is coming. Let's draw this layout first. Okay, let me open file. So how it is looking. So initially, so this is a web page, and that web page got divided like this. First it is divided like this. So here the sidebar thing is there. Then it is divided like this. So then it is divided like this. Okay, here name is there, and some search bar is there, some icons are there. huh? and then it is and then it is divided for this image. Again it is divided, like from here it is divided like this, right? So from here it is divided like this. So this is a basic structure. So let me try to make it straight. So this is a basic structure, right? This is a basic structure. This is a basic structure. So here menu is there, like sidebar is there, and here some text and search bar and all, it will come here. And in this part, in this part, let's take the pencil. So in this part, what it will category, popular dishes and all, it will come. And in this part, Amy Street, order menu and all, it is come. Okay, so first what we need to do is, we need to uh, we'll come from this side. Okay, we'll come from this side. So first we need to do is, we need to divide page into two parts. Okay, we need to divide page into two parts. This is first part, and this whole part, right, this whole part will be second part. Okay, this whole part will be second part. Okay, and again after this second part, we need to divide one. Let's consider it as a 2 1. Okay, let's consider it as 2 1, and this one is 2 2, and this one is 2 3. So again second part is dividing into three parts. Okay, so let's see how we can do this. So basically, in css we can do this. This is called a grid system in css. In css we call it as a grid system. In bootstrap also it is a grid system only. We can do this using css, but it will be very complex to handle in css. Okay, so this page division we can do it in css, but it will be very complex. But we can do it very easily in bootstrap. Okay, we have a grid system in bootstrap. Using bootstrap classes we can do it very easily. You can divide the page and do the contents very easily. Okay, I'll tell you how. So before that, let's go to bootstrap. That I'll tell you. So this simulator the foods, right? So let's include bootstrap. Okay, let's include bootstrap here. So let's go to here, let's include bootstrap. So bootstrap, how we will include, we will include using CDN, content delivery network. I already told you what is content delivery network. Okay, so first website will be there with getbootstrap.com. If you scroll down, you will find include via CDN. So just you need to copy this two and put it in head. Okay, so I'm doing this, kept in head, and then this one, so kept in head. Okay, now so you need to like let's keep one CSS file also. So if anything is not satisfying our styles, then anything is not getting satisfied by bootstrap, we can write separate styles. Okay, let's keep it in separate file. Okay, so let's write a file styles.css. Okay, so and how, let's link it. Okay, without linking it won't work, I already told you. So how we can link, we can just, we can write link relation equal to style sheet, and then href equal to, like that we can do. But for in a shortcut in VS Code, we can just link colon CSS, then you will get association. If you click on enter, then it will come like a relation style sheet href equal to style.css, everything will come. Okay, just so our file name is style.css, right? Styles.css. So that's why I kept styles.css. So let's verify. Okay, let's verify whether our bootstrap and CSS is working fine or not. Okay, let's do this. Let's write a div. Let's write a h1, and here inside I am writing Simuleduco Solutions. Okay, so if I go here, so text came. So they, after seeing the font style itself, we can conclude that bootstrap is working fine anyway. But we can conclude like by applying class empty equal to 5. So we are just verifying our bootstrap is working fine or not. Okay, and if you come here and refresh, you can see that margin came. That means our bootstrap is working. Let's verify that CSS is working fine or not. So let's write a h1. We have h1 tag, right? Let's try to write styles for that. H1, and color, let's apply red. Okay, and let's go here. See, color red is also applying. That means our style is working fine and bootstrap is working fine, and now we are good to go. Okay, so let's remove this CSS, and let's remove this HTML. Okay, now we are good to go. So before starting our website, I told you, right, we need to draw a layout. This is what the layout is, and we need to divide the pages, right? So first we need to divide the page into two parts, one part and two parts, and second part we need to again divide into three parts. Okay, so this one is called like a grid system. Okay, this page division is called grid system. That system is called grid system, and it is very tough to handle the grid system in CSS, but in bootstrap we can do it very easily. So let's go to that bootstrap website and do that. Okay, so here let's grid options. See, you can see that. So grid options is there, and you can see that see this column. That means if this is a page, and if you put this code, then the page will divided into three parts: first part, second part, and third part. Okay, and if you see this, this is a grid system. If you want to divide into page into two parts, so you can copy this code, and you can do that. So if you want to divide into three parts, you can do that. Okay, so see, this there is like different types of label. If you want this one of two, two of three, three of three, right? See, if you want first part and third part in the same side, but middle one is little bit larger, so you can use this code. Okay, and if you want a middle one, like one, both are same, you can use this code. Okay, so you have so many options here. See here, this first one is very big, and second one is like a small one, and third one is little bit small. So this type of styles you can see it. And if you observe, there's a class is called call lg2, call md2. So that I'll tell you what it is. See this one, see, this is this one, call 8 and call 4, right? So call it and call for. So this one may satisfy our requirement, right? So this one may satisfy our requirement because, see, if you see our layout, if you see our layout, see, first part is little bit small and second part is little bit wide. Here first part is wide and second part is small. If we interchange it, then it will satisfy our requirement, right? So if you interchange it, it will satisfy our requirement. So let's see. Okay, let's see how we can do that. But before, just you just go scroll down and just learn all these things, like, or just look at it. Okay, at least look at it, then you will get an idea on like how grid system works and all. Okay, so this is all things. So you can just check. We are here, right here. So let's keep it here, and before that I'll explain you one concept. So basically in Bootstrap, every web page is divided into 12 parts. Okay, so which is called like everyone call it as 12 columns. So every page is divided into 12 columns. Suppose, so if you observe, like suppose this is a web page. Suppose this is a web page. So every web page in Bootstrap is divided into 12 columns. Okay, so pardon for my drawing, I'm just drawing it. So like this, like this, every web page is divided into 12 columns: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So like that, every web page is divided into 12 columns in Bootstrap. Okay, so it's 12 columns only. Every web page is divided into 12 columns. Okay, so that's why if you see here, they mentioned a number, call 8. Call 8 means 8 columns. 8 columns of your web page it will occupy. If you apply this class, it will occupy 8 columns your web page. And call 4 means if you write that, it will occupy 4 columns of your web page. I told you, right? So web page is divided into 12 columns. Let me write, try to 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So let's think that. So these are 12 columns. Okay, these are 12 columns. If you write call 8, then 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, till here that particular element. If you put call 8 class, till here that particular element will occupy. If you put call 4, 1 2 3 4, till here that particular element will occupy. And if you put call 8, that this remaining will occupy by the other element. So okay, so don't get confused, because this will be a little bit confused, because it is a very new grid system, is very new for you, right? So little bit confused, but just remember the thing that Bootstrap divides a web page into 12 parts. Okay, 12 columns. Like this, Bootstrap web page divides any web page into 12 columns. So if you write call 8, call LG, and there is a like options called call LG, call MD. That means, so if you want to divide 8 columns in large devices, so you can just write call LG 8. I'll tell you. I don't want to confuse you now. You can just remember that Bootstrap will divide our page into 12 parts. Okay, so if you specify call 8, that particular element, like if you give a class name as call 8, that particular element will take 8 columns. If you give a class name as call 4, that particular element will occupy 4 columns. Okay, so just remember that. If you give, you can give call 6, and you can give call 6 and call 6 call 6, or call 4 call 8. Make sure that all sum should match 12. Okay, then otherwise your page element will change. So just make sure that, so whatever it, if you have 3 elements, you can give call 4 call 4 call 4. That means like 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12, right? So if you have 5 elements, then it will be difficult for, if you have 5 elements, it will be difficult to divide, right? So if you have a 6 elements, then it will be like call to call to call to, like that you can divide. If you have 8 elements, you can give like if you have 12 elements, you can give call 1, like that. So like that, if you want to divide a page, you can do it. Okay, so if you give, like I gave one thing like call 6, and then I gave call 8 instead of call 6. I'm giving call 8. Then what it will do is, see, one element is occupied by this four columns, and you gave another element as 10. See, remaining, how many are the 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 8 elements only, like 8 columns only is remaining. But you gave class as call 10, so there is no extra space to occupy, right? Web page is already filled. There is no extra space to occupy. In that case, what it will happen is, it will come down and occupy this space. Sorry, so it will come down and occupy these 10 columns. Okay, so make sure that it matches 12. Okay, otherwise it will, like, alignment will change. Alignment of that elements will get changed. See, if you keep call 8, then it will take here itself. But if you keep call 10, then it will come down and occupy here. Okay, so make sure that this number matches 12. Okay, so let's do that. So for specifying call, we need to, so for specifying this calls, so to make that call work, we need to write row class. Inside the row class, we need to write the call. Why is it? Because, so these columns, all columns should come in a row, right? It shouldn't come like a downside call. It should come in a row. So we have to give a command to see, like we should write css that we have to tell to browser that it should come in a row. So there is already predefined class in bootstrap that is called a row. So we will use row and then call. Okay, so let me explain this grid concept, which is very important one. Okay, let me explain this grid concept. Okay, first what we need to do, suppose inside a div I have let me do this div1. Okay, so div2, div3. Okay, and if I see the output, let me keep it in h1 so that it will be better visibility will be there. Okay, so if you see div1, div2, div3 came in the, like, came downside, that is because divs are by default they are block level elements, so of course it will take the entire space. But for overwriting that style, let's do one thing, let's keep all this in a row. Okay, so I am telling like I am writing a css to make it in a single row, but still it didn't come. That is because you specified a row, but you didn't specify how many columns it should occupy. Okay, so suppose if you write class equal to call3, and for this also class equal to call3, and this also class equal to call3, and see, and if you inspect it you can observe the spaces. See, this occupied 3, this occupied 3, this occupied 3, but still 3 left. This blue color across, right? Still 3 are left. So you can write another div and fill that 3. You can write another div. Sorry. So you can, let me format it. So you can write another div and fill that 3. Now see div1, div2, div3, div4. The page got divided, right? So the page got divided. So whatever the content you write, under this div, see, if you write whatever content you write under this div, so it will come in that column itself, like it will come in that occupied space itself. And whatever the content here, so whatever, like it, so whatever you write inside, it will come in that particular columns you specified. Okay, you specified only 3, right? So it will come in there itself. Okay, it won't go anywhere, it will come there itself. Okay, so this is how you divide a page. Suppose what will happen, so these all things. So what will happen if you don't specify any value? If you, what will happen if you specify only call value? Still the output is same, right? What will happen if I remove this div? So what will happen if I remove this div? See here it is when I specify only call, what is happening? So four divs occupying call 3, like four divs occupying call 3. So this 12 columns is divided by 4. Okay. What if I remove this div? Now 12 columns are divided by 3. What if I remove this div? Another div. And now these two columns are divided by 12, and now each div is occupied by 6 columns. See, if you specify only call by like automatically the web page, like it will divide 12 by number of divs inside it. Okay, like if it is 12 by 4, then 3 it will occupy. If it is 3 elements, then 12 by 3, 4 columns it will occupy. So like that automatically it will get calculated. Okay, it will get calculated automatically. But if you want to specify it, then you can specify like call 4. And I told you, right, if you don't match the 12 value, see here itself the 12 got completed. This one four column, this one 4 column, this one 4 column. So here itself 4 columns got completed. So what will happen to this part 4? So let's see. See, I told you, right? So that element, if there is no enough space to occupy for that particular element, then that element will come down to the next line. Okay, that is what happening here. See, d1, d2, d3 occupied these 12 columns, and d4 code, like it came down, right? Suppose I gave it 2 here and I gave it 2. So here I am matching the 12 count, and if you see output, see, this one occupied 4, this one occupied 4, 4, 4, 8, and this one 2, 10, this one 2, 12. So here that 12 is matching, right? Suppose if I keep 3 here, what will happen? So the here there are 10 columns is occupied, and there is only 2 columns of space is left, but you specified 3 columns, so there is no enough space to for that particular development. So what will happen? It will come to down. Okay, so by looking at this layout, we can say that first part and second part, so we can do one thing. We can give 4 columns to this and give 8 columns to this, right? So if you see here, this is our layout, right? So this is first part and this is second part. So we can divide our page by giving 4 or 3 to this and remaining column to this. So let's do one thing. Let's give 4 to the first column, and we'll give 8 columns to the second one. Okay, so let's do that. So this is first one, right? So let's give 4 to the first one and 8 to the second one. Okay, let's do. So if you inspect it, you can check. Inspect is nothing but like you can check what all code you write. Okay, this one is occupied by 4 columns and this one is occupied by 8 columns, right? See, you can see that, and this is what same is happening here. So this part is occupied like only 25%, and remaining 75% is occupied by the second part. Okay, so that is what we did, right? Now let's do one thing. So I am think like here this div and this div is like it's attaching to the web page, right? So I need some space to look neat. See this one. So they have some space here, right? Here and here they have some space, and it is looking pretty good. So let's do that. Okay, let's do that. Let's try to do that. So how we can do is, either we can give padding here, but that padding, no, it won't be looking that much good. So what we have is, we have a class called container. That means it will come in a container, like in a box thing, like. Okay, so we have a thing called container, and if you I'll show you. Only if you see that, then you will get idea. So I'll apply parent, I'll write one div, and I'll put this code inside that div. Okay, and apply the class container to the parent container. So let's see, and if you observe it, so the padding, see this element, this space and padding, right? So that will be like, it is good, always good to have maintain some space on the left and right, because so your website will be look like, it will look pretty good. Okay, what if you need, like, I don't need this much space, I want to reduce it, the space and all. So if your requirement is like that, we have another class called container fluid. Okay, so if you apply container hyphen fluid, then so it will give only less space. Okay, it will give only less space, and it won't take like it won't be like too much attached to the edge, and it won't be that much big space. Okay, you can use container fluid if you don't want much space. So I am try like, I want little bit space so that it will look good, so I am using container. Okay, that is up to your requirement and your website requirement. So my website requirement, as per mockup, is, what is my website requirement? I am seeing some space here, so I will apply container, and I'll put some space here. Okay, now see, you see this background color, you see this background color, right? Background color. So let's try to this and all will come as an animation. So let's try to apply this background color. Let's take this color. So we can, you can use, as a developer, you have to learn how to use a Chrome extensions. Okay, so there is a Chrome extension called ColorZilla. If you type ColorZilla Chrome extension, so the first one you will get ColorZilla Chrome Web Store, and if you click on it, you will see an option add to Chrome. After adding it, so you can see it here. After adding it, so there is like puzzle symbol, right? So you can just click on it and you can see ColorZilla. So what is the use of this extension? So you can pick any colors from any website. So if you just click on it, and just hover on that particular color, you will get that color code. Okay, and suppose if you want to this color code, just click on ColorZilla and hover on it, and you will get that particular color code copied. Okay, so if you paste it, you will get this is the color code of that particular color. Okay, so like that, you can take colors from a website if you just try to install that plugin. Okay, so now I want to this color as a background color, so I'll take this color. I'm using ColorZilla to take that color, so my color got copied. So I want to apply that color for entire body. Okay, this all white color part I'm seeing, I want to apply that background color. That means this all white color part, what I told you, this is called body. Okay, whatever this white color thing you are seeing, this is called a body. Okay, so let's apply that to body. So we can't directly do it in bootstrap, because this color is not available in bootstrap. So this background color is not available in bootstrap. So what we have to do is we have to do css, write css. Okay, let's go and write css. Let's go to sidebar css and write dot. We'll directly apply to body. Okay, we'll directly apply to body tag background color, and I copied like color, right? So I'll just put that color, and if you refresh it, see that, did you see that? So my website, see website, like that look and feel, see that look and feel changed instantly, right? See now this is like very bright and very like eyes are getting strained, right? But see this color, this how much, like see so much difference is there, right? So much difference is there, of course so much difference is there. That single color will decide your entire web page. So be careful when choosing colors, and be careful when doing the things. Okay, so see this thing, when it is a white, it's no, very like eyes are getting strained by for looking it. But now see this is like how much cool this color is, right? So now let's do this. So now we apply this background color, right? Now this part, this white color thing, so if you observe this white color thing, so this is looking like a card, right? This is looking like a card. So for me it is looking like a card. What about you guys? Is it looking like a card or something else? Pin color code. I'll send you this image actually. So I'll send you this image. Uh, just go through it, and okay, I told you, right? ColorZilla, just install ColorZilla and then inspect it. Okay, so for this one, it's looking like a card for me. It's looking like a card for me. This part, this white color part, right? This box, this box is looking like a card for me. So let's see, is there anything like card in bootstrap? Let's see. Wow, yes, we got it. We have a card in bootstrap. We have a class called card in bootstrap, and there is a different styles. So this one like something looking like it will work for us. So just do one thing, let's try it out. Okay, nothing like harm, right? So let's write one div inside this containers, and let's keep this class equal to card. So that is what class here, you can see class equal to card. Okay, so I'm just putting that class equal to card. I'm moving the content, so this is a content, I'm moving it inside. Okay, and this is what the code is, and let's see card came. See this is same exact looking like this, right? But if you put it some content, then it will be good. So let me apply some margin for this card. So how can I do that? I can just do it by empty 5. So now some margin came to that card. It is looking like much better. And see this card is too bright, right? Too bright for that color. But here this card is a little bit not that much bright, but little bit. So let's do one thing. Just in ColorZilla, just copy this color code and try to apply this card. Try to apply this for card dot card. So because the class is card, right? So the class is card, that's why I'm accessing using dot card. And background color I'm applying it, and I'm writing important. See that color changed. So why I wrote important? Because you have to tell browser that this style is more important than existing bootstrap style. So bootstrap or style, already we have a bootstrap style which is white color. Okay, so this card is a bootstrap color, and in bootstrap we have already a color. Okay, we have already a color which is white color. So we are overrating that, and we have to tell our browser that this style is very important then other bootstrap style. That's what we are writing, exclamatory mark important. Okay, so now you can see that, see, like, background color is there, card is there. Okay, now let's do one thing. Let's see this card inside. We have this, right? We have this div. We have this div, and let's divide this two parts. We already did it. Okay, div 1, div 2. So this is called div sidebar. Let's consider sidebar as a div 1 and remaining part as a div 2. Okay, so let's start designing from sidebar. Okay, let's start designing from sidebar. Okay, so before that, if you observe, there is a space, right? So there is a space between border and the content. Here there is no space between the border and content. So we need to apply some padding. The I told you, right, internal space is called padding. So there is some space between the border and the content. So let's do that. Let's put some space. So we can write either CSS, or else we can write bootstrap. So I always prefer bootstrap. So I'm writing P3. Okay, so let's see. P3 is enough, I guess, right? P3 is enough. This space is enough for us, right? So now let's design this. Let's design this car inside this. Okay, so this one is looking like another card inside the card. For me, it is looking like that. So let's try writing that. Let's try writing that. Okay, so inside this d1, right? I am removing this h1. So this one, there is another card. It is looking like another card for me. So I write a div and writing a class equal to card. Okay, class equal to card. And inside that, for sample content, we have already like deliver of food, right? So we'll write that deliver of food, and let's see. Okay, but this font style and all that we will style. That is not a problem. Like font alignment and all that we can do. That's not a problem. So that we will do. But this card background is different, right? Here background is different, and here this background is different. So let's do one thing. Let's write one custom class, because if you write styles for existing card, so let's see that what will happen. So using ColorZilla, I'm taking this color. Okay, I'm taking this color. So if you write styles for dot card, so if you write styles for dot card background color, and if you're applying it and writing important to override the styles of CSS, see, I need only this card, right? This card CSS, this card only I need background color black. But for entire card it is coming, because both have a same class called card. So in that case, what you need to do is you need to write one separate class. Okay, suppose uh, I am writing black card. Okay, black card, you can put any name. So black card I am writing, and for this black card class I am writing CSS. Now see, only that particular div which is I am applying black card. Now it got that style. Okay, now what we will do is, like, see, this text is not visible, right? Text is actually there, but it is not visible because by default website text color is by default black. So we need to change that. How we can change that? We have a property called color, color. So I am changing it to white. Okay, so white, you can write directly white like this, or else you can write hash fff. Okay, this is a color code. Okay, these are the color codes. Okay, and you can see this developer food. So let's increase this text size. Okay, let's increase this text size. We have a font size fs, right? So let's go to bootstrap and search for font size, and you can see this here, fs1, fs2, fs3, right? So you can use these classes, or else you can put one custom class and apply the css in the css file. Okay, so you can use this custom class. Suppose like I am using this class, let me put it in span. So I need to apply class, right? So let me put it in span, and let me apply this class equal to fs2. Suppose if I apply fs2, let's see. So it is like okay, somewhat okay, but that font style and all, that we'll discuss later, okay. But this is fine. So this font size is fine, okay. And now this is, I want to make it to center, okay. So I want to make it center. So there is a property in css to make alignment, text alignment to center. That is text align property is there. Like if you set it to left, it will go to left. If you set it to right, it will go to right. If you set it to center, it will set to center. Here, uh, suppose I want text alignment. See, I need text alignment, right? So I have text alignment. So I will search for text alignment if there is any predefined classes in bootstrap. So text element is there. And for this one, text got center, right? So here we need text to center. And here also like center align text. See, center align text. So this one we need to take, I mean second class. What is the second class here? Text center. So let's apply this class here, okay. Let's apply to this div text center. And you can see that. So the text aligned to center, right? Text aligned to center. And then now let's do this, okay. Let's do all the things. Before that, so first dashboard is there, right? We'll write one by one, okay. And then we will do this highlighting part, okay. So first dashboard, food order, favorite, message, order history, bill and settings are there. So let's do this, guys. Let's do this one by one. So first, let's this div, let's forget about this div. And this is so not this div. So this span, right? So this span is this one, okay. And inside this div you need to write a styles. So if you, let's write one div here. Div, inside that we will design this, okay. We will design this dashboard, food order, favorite, message, order history, bills and settings and all these things we'll do, okay. So first I'll write in nested divs, okay. Another div I will write. Inside that I'll put dashboard, okay. So another div I'll write. And here I'll, what are there, food order, favorite, message, right? So food order and div, so favorite and message, order history. So message, order history. Okay. So I just wrote sample things for now. So we have this, okay. But if you see this due from here, it came to here. Let's see why it happened, okay. Let's see why it happened. But not now. Let's inspect and check, okay. Let's inspect why this happened. See, this is because of some padding came here. Something happened because of this dues. So some, because of this dues, what happened is some extra space is getting occupied by the dues. That we will correct it, okay. That we will correct it. So let's, I'll tell you some little things about inspect, okay. So inspect is nothing but you can check your code, what you wrote your code in the browser itself. So for opening inspect, just you have to do control shift I, or else you can go right click and click on inspect here. Last option will be there. Or else you can go to developer tools, more tools, developer tools, okay. You can go to inspect like this, and here arrow mark will be there. So by clicking on that, you can hover to like various elements, and clicking on the element you will see that particular html code. So this is all the html code that we wrote, and this is all the css code we wrote, okay. So by changing here itself, you can check whether like whether our website, how our website will look if we apply this particular style. How will website look if we apply this particular style. You can check, okay. You can check, but this one won't affect your code. If you change here, it won't change in your code, okay. So it won't change in your code. If you refresh it again, it will reset, okay. So just remember that. Wait, just for okay, it is just for testing purpose, okay. That inspect is testing purpose. If you are not sure from where that styles are coming, You can just use the inspect and do the things. Okay, so let's forget about this div, we'll fix it later. So let's style this one. Okay, so here there is a margin like space bit on the top and bottom. So let's apply this margin. Okay, let's apply this margin for this. So it's better to keep as a div because only this element is there, right? Only this individual element is there, so we'll keep a div instead of span. Okay, now so there is a deliver of food. Now we apply margin. So mt3 margin top 3 and margin bottom mb3. Okay, I'm applying like this. So you can see that margin top 3 applied and some space came, and margin bottom 3 applied and some space came. So, and one more thing, instead of this margin top and margin bottom, we can write my3. So what is this my? MT means margin top, MB means margin bottom. So what is this MY? So Y indicates Y axis. So if you see X axis and Y axis in a graph, so Y axis indicates what? Top and bottom, right? And X axis indicates left and right, right? So in the same way, M indicates Y axis. That means apply, it will apply styles to the both top and bottom. Okay, in the same in a padding also, if you want both styles top and bottom, you don't need to write pt3 and pb3. You can simply write py3 so that it will apply to top and bottom. Here y is y axis. Okay, and if you apply mx3, then x axis, that means left and right it will apply. Okay, so here you are not able to see because the text is already central line, but if I inspect you can see that. If you inspect you can see that margin came on the left and right, right? So that's it. That like that you need, you can apply styles. Now I applied this margin in m/3, then I got it. Okay, I got it. And this text center, right? This text center I applied for parent, like I applied for a top div. That's why all the text came in the center. But I need only for this deliver of food. So what I'll do is I'll apply this I'll remove this text center from here and I'll apply to here. Okay, for this particular deliver of food. Then see the text got left. That means by default text will go left side by default. Okay, so default text will go left side. Okay, but if you want to align it, you can align to center or you can align to right. Okay, now let's apply some padding to this card. Okay, so this, because this is already like attaching, right? Attaching this like this type. So let's do one thing. Let's apply some padding actually. Okay, let's apply some padding. So apply padding for this div will apply padding. Okay, so class equal to, I told you, right? P4. I am applying P4. That means it will apply on all sides of that particular div. But it is giving so much space, right? So what we'll do is we'll apply for the entire card. Let's see how it will come. So instead of writing for this particular div, we will write in the card class. Here we will write. Okay, P4. See, some space came here and there, right? And you don't like we can reduce this margin top is too much, right? So we can reduce margin top. So we can just remove this my here and we can mt1 and mb3. So like this we can write because there are two different values, right? In that case we have to write of course margin top 1 and margin bottom. Now it is looking good. Now let's style this dashboard food order. Let's style this. So this is looking like a little bit what it is looking like gray, right? So let's take that color. So I am zooming it and I'm opening the ColorZilla and trying to take that color. Where are you? Okay, yeah, I got the color. So what I will do is for this I'll apply one class called class equal to, or else I'll put this one. I'll write here text gray. Okay, I'll write one class called text gray and I'll write the CSS because that color is not available in Bootstrap. So I'll write this like this, and if I go here you can see the text got gray. Okay, because I felt that it is gray. If you feel that it is any other color, you can just put your own name. Okay, there is no restrictions for keeping names for classes, right? So like that I'll apply the same class to other also, like I apply the same class to other divs also. And if you see it, now it is came as text gray. Okay, now it is the text is looking same. And now see there is some space between this and this, right? This div and this div, there is some space. So let's do that spacing and all. And there is also some margin with this like I am feeling that there is some margin also. So m I'll apply in the everywhere in the text I am apply m3. Let's see. Okay, it is looking good. So let's apply m3 for all the things. Okay, okay. But if it will be good if I increase this text little bit, right? So let me try to apply fs6 and see. So there is no change. If I apply fs5, okay, so the text is little bit big. I hope this will be good. So let apply fs5, that means font size 5 value. So let's apply this everywhere, and you can see that. Okay, now it is looking good. Dashboard, food order, favorite and message and order history. So with some spacing and all like this it is good. But maybe like we can increase the spacing much more, but we don't need like left side spacing is enough I think. But we'll increase the spacing much more. So instead of m3, we'll change to m4. Okay, everywhere. So m4, okay. Okay, so m4 everywhere change. Now it is looking pretty good. And if you want more margin, you can change to m5. See, if there are multiple classes you need to change in a same time, you can do. There is an option called control D. Okay, there is an option called control D. That means it will select all the duplicate elements like this, and you can change all the elements at a time. Okay, you don't need to select, go to one by one and select. You can change all the elements at a time. Okay, now if you come here, you can see that, and this is looking good. Okay, and but there is a much space between this delivery food and right. So we will decrease this padding. Okay, sorry, this margin bottom, right? mb1. Okay, this is okay, this is good. So it's mt1 and mb1 is same, right? So we can combine it because the values are same, and we can write it as m by 1. Okay, I think this is fine. Okay, this is fine, right? Now let's do one thing, guys. I think m by 5 is feeling like too much margin for me. If you want, you can keep, otherwise that is okay. So I'm just changing to m4. And so I'm feeling this is fine. Okay, m4 is fine for me. And if you feel that this card width is too high, you can do one thing. You can just call 4, right? You can make it as call 3, and this call 8 you can make it as call 9. Then you can see this card is like looking good now. Okay, like with a less size it is looking good, right? So now here if you see there is an icons, right? There is an icons. So I'll tell you this how to include icons in your web page, and then I'll wrap it up today for today. Okay, so we'll discuss the remaining things in tomorrow. So these icons, there is an different libraries we have. So one best one is font awesome library. If you search for font awesome icons, so you can find this font awesome icons. Here so many icons will be there that you can use in your project, but you can't directly take them and put in your project. Okay, so you have to include that icons. You have to include that icons in your project. So how you can do that? How you did for bootstrap? Via cdn, right? So in the same way icons also you can include it via cdn. How can you do that? You can just directly go here, docs. I hope cdn will be here. Or else if you are feeling like it is getting tough to find here, you can just always search for font awesome cdn. Okay, so you can search for a font awesome cdn, and here in cdn.js you can click any website and you can copy this cdn. This is font awesome 6, right? So you can copy url. This is a url only. Okay, this is not a complete link tag. This is a url only. If you want complete link tag, you can just set type, right? You can just put a styling. So then you will get this whole .min.css, and you can just go here in the head tag using a link tag, of course, link. So it's a type of CSS only. Okay, it is a type of CSS only. So link CSS, and here we will put that CDN link. Okay, now that icons will come into your project. So how to verify? So you can verify it by using this font or some icons, right? You can copy any one icon code. You can copy any one icon. So how to include that? There will be like code for that. So if you click on that particular icon, if whatever you need, if you click on that particular icon, so you will get this code HTML, right? So we are writing in HTML, so you will get this code. You just click on it, then that code will get copied. Just go to your HTML and paste somewhere. Suppose if you paste it here, and if you come here, see, home icon came. So like that, you can include icons. That means our font awesome got included. And if you want some other icon instead of home, you need some other icon, like suppose for dashboard, right? If you search for dashboard, so many icons are coming, right? So let's do this chart thing. Just click on that, and instead of this home icon, just do this and come to your website. See, now it changes to the graph, right? Home is better looking, I guess. So now it changes to graph. Okay, and some space, give some space to it, and then it is looking like good, right? Now it is looking good. So with the icon it is looking good. So let's do this for a food order also, like we'll try the icons. We'll get icons for food and all. So food, so we have so many icons. What we'll put this utensils icon. Okay, so we'll put utensils icons here. And favorite, right? Favorite means love symbol, right? So favorite, and you can see one heart symbol is there. Sorry, I don't know symbol. So heart symbol is there. And then message, right? So you can search for a message, and you can see so many messages are there. You can take whatever you want, whatever you like. Okay, so I'll just put that in front of this message text. And then history, right? Order history. So history, just search it, and you can see this clock. This one is good for representing history. So order history. Now if you go here, see, in the span of seconds, see how we change from that like normal text to now after including icons. See how good looking it is. How good looking it is after adding icons. It is pretty good, right? After including icons, it is pretty good. Of course it will be good with the icons, right? So that's why like everyone use icons. We can also use icons for free. We can just use the font or some CDN, like we did for a bootstrap CDN. We can do that. So this part is that, and this highlighting thing and all we'll discuss tomorrow. And this image, how can we put image here and all, we'll discuss that. Okay, and tomorrow and day after tomorrow we'll discuss about this part, and we'll try to wrap it up by Friday. Okay, so that's it, guys. Hope you guys followed me. So you got the thing right. So how I'm doing the coding and all, you got the thing right.